And hello, everybody. It is an unbelievable day because I'm flying solo on the Legacy Leadership Show because Adrian's off on assignment to doing some really, really important stuff, which is quite exciting. And in the middle of it, we ended up getting rid of StreamYard and going with some new deal that is completely foreign to all of us. Michelle is in Arizona. Adrian is out, and I'm in charge of this entire dashboard. So if this is the worst show in the history of radio, I need you to know it's my fault. But we have got such an unbelievable show. The scariest woman in compliant show business is with us today. I've known her for years. I've been to her house. I sat by her pool. I did Facebook Lives from there. And she's like the most rock solid woman on the planet. And her name's Donna Marie Serritella. And I think you are going to love her. And because I've got to share this because I'm all alone on so many different Facebook walls and stuff, I'm going to look down for a second. Don't think I'm not paying attention. I can usually do this because Adrian's talking. And she's going to tell us a little story about how in the world you ended up being the queen of compliance in the network marketing space.
All righty. Well, you know me as a compliance
Yeah.
professional, Tom. For 30 years, I've been a compliance professional. And here's what I've learned. Compliance is actually a dirty word in our, everybody needs it. No one wants it. So I've spent decades, literally decades, trying to convince companies to do the right thing and pick up compliance. It's a dirty word. That's all it is. Now, I've also asked myself some tough questions. And one of the tough questions is, was I doing the right thing? Was I in compliance? Because remember, the topic of our talk is compliance in life. So it's not just compliance in direct selling.
Which I love, by the way. I mean, be integrous and compliant in all things, right? Good.
Why is compliance so necessary?
Right. Go ahead. Tell us a story.
In all things. Now, let me ask you something important, Tom. How many people do you think floss their teeth every day?
75%.
No, it's only 1 in 3. Not
No,
many,
30.
but the dentists tell us how important it is, right? So I spent 7 years, and my favorite saying in oral surgery was, only floss the teeth you want to keep. Now, nobody wants to floss.
That's a good call.
Like nobody wants to drive the speed limit. Nobody, it's annoying, and nothing bad happens if you don't floss for 1 day. But if you skip it long enough, your teeth could fall out. Now that's compliance in a nutshell. The consequences aren't always immediate. The consequences of compliance are not always immediate, but they are long lasting and they're inevitable. If you don't do the right things, it's going to come back to haunt you. Just like driving in the hover lane. I got a $500 fine for going over a white line in the hover lane about 10 years ago when I first moved to Las Vegas. And it was really ridiculous. I knew better. The question wasn't whether the rule existed. The question was whether I thought it applied to me. And I just didn't think I had to worry about that white line. So
I agree. So I agree 100% that we've got to be compliant in all things all the time. What do you think is going on right now with all the social media, all the noise out there, the income claims, the
Well, I believe the pendulum is swinging. I think that companies have to be ready. Now, I want to talk about what's happening right now because the landscape is changing really quickly. People got comfortable. They cut corners. There were a period of time where people weren't even monitoring what was going on in the field with compliance factors. So what happens is that right now in our country, fraud is a major discussion. There's fraud in transportation, airlines, housing, food stamps, Medicare. Everybody is looking at fraud, and that pendulum is going to swing back the other way. The government agencies are going to wake up, and it's not just going to hit all these other areas, it's going to hit direct selling too. People are going to be looking at direct selling, I think, closer than ever in the next year.
And so, with the FTC ramping that up, companies relying on AI, we have a problem because AI is going to fail those companies. Don't you agree?
I agree. I agree. There are a lot of monitoring solutions out there, and AI is a great tool to add in the solution, but you can't depend on it for 100% protection. It just doesn't work. And I've heard that, Tom. I've called on companies and they say, "Oh, we've got AI. We are not worried about monitoring anymore." And my eyes get big and I just want to scream.
Yeah, because it's dangerous and it's scary, and we definitely need to pay more attention to it, not less, right?
Mm-hmm. A whole lot more attention to it.
All right.
And direct selling is boiled down to, now if you break the law, you get fined. If the company gets fined, you may or may not get fined. As of right now, we're seeing more and more those distributors are getting caught in the crosshairs now.
And so, what do you do you go into companies as a consultant and look at their policies and procedures? Do you go look at their social media? Do you help them get out of the trap? Because I think companies are scared are as afraid as we are.
I tell you what, I would help them if they let me.
Yeah.
It is just funny to hear the excuses that people give about compliance. Troy Dooley has gotten on the bandwagon and done some great slides and some great lives about compliance lately. And I've gotten a couple calls and they've said, "What's going on with compliance? All of a sudden, everything about compliance." Pendulum is swinging, and I'm afraid it is going to swing in a direction that the direct selling industry is not going to be too happy about. So,
my
prediction:
and I think your friend
more
Donna Valdez.
fines,
Go ahead.
bigger ones.
And the reason they're going
FTC fines can hit up to $2 million.
Wow.
$2 million.
Really?
And you know what I would ask all the owners on the call today, I would ask them, can you write a check for $2 million? Because that's a pretty big check. That kind of check doesn't just hurt. It wipes out your reputation. It destroys your reputation. And it'll cause your distributors to run if they see that you just got a $2 million fine from the FTC. So it could cost you everything. And what amazes me is that some companies are not taking compliance seriously. The ones that do are doing a great job at it, but the ones that don't, they're just running along waiting for somebody not to catch them.
Yeah. And I think that the distributors have a tendency to think it's a company problem, and the companies have a tendency to believe it's a distributor problem. And I think we all have to look in the mirror and self-police ourselves versus having the big shots do it for us, because it's never going to end well when we're governed by those guys, but we're almost forcing them to do it because we don't manage ourselves. Do you agree?
Right. It's supposed to be a self-policing industry, but I don't see that happening in this industry. Once the DSSRC gets involved, it's a little bit too late because they're going to wind up taking it further if it doesn't get resolved. So you've got to get your compliance ducks in a row from the beginning. And compliance isn't just a business. It really is a way of life. Compliance, for me, it means living a life so that nothing can come back and bite you.
Right.
Right. So compliance is not just in business. You've got to have God first. You've got to have balance. You've got to have integrity. All those things matter not only in business, but in your private life as well. So, what does it take to do the right thing all the time? Well, that's really difficult.
I got in trouble today from somebody.
What'd you do?
Yeah, because I used the word sanctimonious on a Facebook Live, and I was talking about four people, and all four people came in and said, "Hey, Tom, I cannot believe you were picking on me," which I think is hilarious because I don't know if I was or I wasn't. But during that live, I confessed to like so many crimes that I have done over my long, long career in network marketing because you get carried away with your paycheck, you do stupid stuff, and it's almost a nature of the beast because in this business there's really no bar of entry, so anybody can join, and there's really not any rules other than the policies and procedures of the company. But I just know one thing right now. I think that the overwhelming majority of the network marketers out there, small and big, just want an honest shot at how to make a great living in this incredible profession. And the way to do it is keep it alive, tell the truth as fast as you can, and operate from there. Right, Donna?
Absolutely. You've got to tell the truth. And sometimes the truth can get you in trouble with income claims. So it's a very slippery slope. And a lot of people have gotten away with a lot. And now I'm concerned that there will be more fines, and people just need to realize that that's coming. Oh, I see.
So
Donna Valdez said human compliance
compliance,
monitoring is going to be the key.
yeah, true story. So let's talk about compliance. It's always viewed as the compliance people like you are the enemy, and you really are exactly the opposite. You are the ally trying to keep everybody in business, correct?
Right. Right. It is. It's not the greatest profession to be in.
But it's not the worst either.
Compliance
Talk about
is
how'd you end
to
up
be in, but it is something that you can look back out of.
right. So tell me how you got in here. I mean, you had a couple different careers. How did you end up being the queen of compliance? What was your past
The queen
that
of
drove you
compliance?
into this? Yeah, how did you end
Well,
up
I
being
didn't
there?
start out looking like someone who had it together. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't start out looking like someone that had it together to do compliance. I ran away from home when I was 16 years old, Tom, and it was over a Pink Floyd concert. I wanted to go, and my mother wouldn't let me.
really?
So my footing through work and purpose. Yeah, I find my footing in work and purpose. I worked for the American Red Cross for 7 years, and I loved providing service to people. I did first aid, water safety, health services. And then I co-founded Drowning Prevention Coalition in Florida, because at the time in Florida, drowning was one of the leading causes of death. For my drowning, I went off to change the world. I was really unstoppable. I didn't realize it at the time, but I really did enjoy working with nonprofit organizations. I loved it. So it's interesting to look back. A troubled kid that's 16 years old is in direct sales and compliance now.
Wow. That's amazing. And you've come a long way, baby. There's no doubt about it. And you really don't want to spin out. I mean, from what I understand from Donna Valdez and from you talking to you on the phone, is you want to dig deeper in to the compliance piece of this profession, even though AI has a tendency to try to tell you a bunch of stuff that you should or shouldn't do. You probably don't need, especially as a company or a big leader, to be reliant on that. When I talked to you on a pre-interview, you said, God, not only do I want to join the ANMP, I want to go on the board of directors of the ANMP, which I happen to believe is a whole lot better than going out and throwing innuendo and the various things that people put out there, acting like they're in the game of compliance, but they're basically standing on the outside of compliance, pulling people into a conversation about compliance, that they might not be living their life that way. And what I love about you is you immediately said, I want to come on, I want to join the board. Donna Valdez today, I was on the website today. She was on the wrong website, but you need to go to anmp2026.com, join the ANMP, write a note to them, say you're a member, you want to be involved, you want to be involved with compliance, you want to be involved with ethics, you want to be, and I'm not on the board anymore. So there's obviously an opening with me. And I think that we need you so badly, Donna and Donna. It's unbelievable. And give us your wisdom and your wit and your experience, and let us make this profession better.
Well, I think it's time that people are not scared of compliance anymore. It really isn't something to be afraid of unless you've got things in your past, hidden in the closet kind of things. If you've been making inappropriate claims and doing everything wrong, then you've got something to worry about with compliance.
Yeah. Here's a question I have for you that is rather interesting, that's never crossed my mind before, and I am accusing myself of asking an interesting question. So what's the statute of limitations on all this crazy stuff? I mean, I've been on Facebook since like before Zuckerberg was born. Am I in trouble all the way back that far, or is there some sort of span in time that I changed my ways and cleaned up my act?
You're
Did you
not
hear what
in
I said?
trouble.
Do you understand the question?
You do a great job.
I know, but how far back? Is there a statute of limitations? Do we need to be worried about it? How far back should we go and remove anything that might be construed as a claim? Yeah. How far back?
Unfortunately, when the regulators dig in, they do go all the way back. They go all the way back to the beginning of your social media. So if you were with a company and then you skipped and went to another company, they're going to and look at your posts, look at your pictures. So it definitely will go and take those bad claims off of there.
Holy mackerel! That's interesting. And fortunately, Denise and I ended up getting pulled into I don't even think, what's the guy's name? The maniac that's so famous on TV that had Denise up there talking about. She grabbed that quote from Al Schreiter, and then she made it her story. And because she's so beautiful, they grabbed that clip off the Longevity website and put it on his TV show, on a show that he really blasted multi-level marketing on. So as a result, it was a horrible, horrible couple of months for us. And late night, whoever that guy is, somebody put the name of that guy in the comments. Whoever he is, funny guy. But at the end of the day, we were so scared that we went back and cleaned up everything forever, making sure that we'd never crossed any. You have to be compliant, and you have to go back and check. And the laws change. So basically, they change the laws behind you, but you're still responsible for that stuff that you said way back when, even though the laws are today. And it's the same way in the stock business. That's how they do it. They change the law and don't tell you, and then they come and get you. So all of you, I mean, take it seriously. And if you've got something stupid on the internet, get rid of it. Right? That's what I believe. All right.
Well,
okay. So,
let me tell you what happened to me this week.
Thank you.
I did a resume moment. Something happened unexpectedly. I had to update my resume for a board qualifier, and it stopped me cold because when I went back through my resume, I had realized all the things that I had been involved with over the years. the Red Cross, the drowning prevention. And it was like a full life review. It was great. And I realized that where I was in compliance with my life, everything took off and I did really well. But in areas where I might not have been in compliance, things didn't go quite so well. So for me, it's a question that I'm asking myself now is, am I in compliance with life the way that it's supposed to be? And that's a hard question to ask yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Here I am teaching all these companies how to do the right thing, and look in the mirror and say, am I doing the right thing?
Right. And what was your answer, and how committed are you to that answer?
Well, I have to get a little personal. I'm very committed to it because of a little old lady that I spent 7 years with. A dear friend of mine, like a stepmom, 82 years old, passed away last week. And she would talk to me about what the good Lord put you here to do.
Right.
And it was always just to love people. That was the whole answer. So life is delicate. We've got to make the most of it. Did you tell the people that you love that you loved them? And before it's too late, death is funny. It brings you to a place where you re-examine your whole life. And the most important deadline that you could have for compliance right now is compliance in your life. Are you really able to live up to that and set an example for other people? People are watching not only what you say, what you do, what you post, what pictures you post. They're watching everything you do. So your integrity and your faith and your follow through truly is your legacy. That is the legacy. So it doesn't cost. The cost isn't always money with that kind of thing. Sometimes it's relationships, sometimes it's health. We just have to tell people we love that we love them, and that really truly is the whole purpose of why we're here. It's not safe, but if people don't want to do compliance in their business, have at it. The consequences will be at their feet.
There's exactly right. Going back to Donna Valdez's post today, it was great. I mean, she is watching this profession. She's committed to making it better. She's gone to the field with all that great experience that she's got, obviously with corporate. So she's worn both hats, and she's jumping in with both feet to make the profession better. And I love that. Mm-hmm. And I think that we need more of that. Troy Dooley, I'm trying to think of people that are talking about that. Maybe Todd Falcone. Those people are the three people off the top of my head that really, really are paying attention to just telling us to straighten our acts out. And what I love about every one of them is that they care so deeply about the profession, and they're fighting for it in their own way. And I keep going back to the ANMP and following you, because I believe that you are ground zero for truth in this profession. And again, the ANMP board is there. The ethics committee is there. I've got nothing to do with the voting of people onto those things, but they always need volunteers. And if you would lead that band in bringing people back to the highest level possible. And somebody on Jeff Welch's wall said, well, Tom Chenault, essentially, he's got a shady past, guilty as charged. What else did I do wrong? I have a tremendously big ego, guilty as charged. All those things that he said are true. I promise you. I mean, nobody's perfect. It's a volunteer board. And I was just stupid enough to be the longest running member of that board until I just turned 75 and got away from it. But I gave it my all, and I gave it the best I could. And in my opinion, that's enough, because that's all I've got. And now I'm going to go off into the sunset and let young people like you carry the ball. And that's what I love about you, Donna. And you sent me some notes about the show. And literally every one of them was about God, love, being a better person in network marketing, but mostly being a better person in life. How can you not love her?
Listen to you. Well, I love you too, Tom. You're a beacon of hope and you're a beacon of love. You always have been. How many times do you tell people you love them in a day? You're like the model.
Yeah, I am a model. I'm a plus model, but I am a model. Yeah, and we're going to send you this sweatshirt. Michelle is going to send you this sweatshirt
Oh, nice.
that says "Love like crazy, then love more." So we're not going to send you.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, you're down in Arizona, so we won't send you a sweatshirt. We'll send you a T-shirt. But if we can live there and fight fairly and play nice and be the opposite of everything going on in the world, don't we win?
We do, but it doesn't always happen that way. Unfortunately.
That's why we need you.
Well, okay. Well, I've spent 30 years trying to help companies do the right thing. And sometimes it's a little frustrating, but I'm hanging in there for another 10.
Oh, it's hard. There is no doubt it's hard. But I also believe wholeheartedly that the juice is worth the squeeze. I think we can do it. And I mean, I've been on the board for so long that it's easy to take shots at me for just by virtue of the fact that I had to make some mistakes over all these years. But all I want to have is obviously Adrian's been in this business with NowSight for so long. By the way, they sponsored this show. On the top of that, I have a kid in the business because I love this business with all of my heart. Nobody, if you're in a terrible business, if I was in the mafia, I sure as hell wouldn't want Adrian to join me in the mafia, but I'm thrilled he's joining me in the network marketing profession because having done everything over all these years, my resume is miles long. I feel like this is the best thing going for my kids, for my grandkids, and for my grandkids' kids. And don't you? I mean, it's it.
Oh, I think direct selling is the greatest form of distribution in the world. And it's the greatest form of recognition. Accomplishing a leadership position in a direct selling company is hard work. And it's something you can be really proud of. But if the company doesn't protect your back and make sure that they're in compliance, that can be a real problem for people.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, you're doing the right thing, but it was built wrong. And even though you were doing the right thing, somehow the company didn't do the right thing and things got fouled up. Or on the flip side of the coin, the company's doing things exactly the right way. And they got these rogue distributors out there making all these claims. They're kind of looking at it like, I don't really want to raise any hell about that because we don't want to lose those big distributors, but it ends up biting you also. So there's a million reasons why somebody like you has got to be hired and listened to. And, I'll never, I remember Kevin Thompson when I was at the ANMP over in Amsterdam. And he stood on the stage and literally said, OneCoin is going out of business. And then about a month later, I heard that OneCoin had hired Kevin. And because I'm such an egomaniac and arrogant, I call up all mad. And I said, what the hell are you doing going to work for OneCoin if they were that bad? And he said something so profound. He said, Tom, and Troy Dooley said the same thing, who's going to straighten them out? If I don't go in there and help them get straightened out, and Troy did that with IML or whatever that company was, you gotta maybe go into the den to maybe help them straighten and course correct. Otherwise, they're going to be just going along forever. And I love those guys because they're more brave than me, is all I'm saying.
Yes. I went into the IML ecosystem for about 2 months. And when I saw what was going on in there, I said, I'm out.
Yeah, and I
There
think
was
I
no
think
humping that.
yeah, same thing happened to Troy. I mean, he was in there, and it just, if they won't listen to you.
Hmm.
And I had a conversation with Jeff Welch about something he was involved with up in Wyoming, and he said I was
Oh,
there, and then I got pulled in, and I realized those guys were not of the integrity that I thought they were, and I came in there to get it straightened out, and we all got out, and that was what my job was. And I appreciate brave people like that. Number one, nobody wants me to do that because they know I'm not smart enough to do it. But at the end of the day, people like you are, and I appreciate that.
well, thank you. I'd like to do more of it, but the companies out there are just funny. It's just a funny time, Tom. They really do think AI is going to protect them.
And it will to an extent. But what it's also going to do is it's going to expose the gaping holes. And somebody like you that just figured out a strong niche where you could say to these companies, let me go in, pay me as an ongoing consultant. I mean, they pay everybody else on the planet. They're bringing in
Hmm.
speakers from everywhere and all these people. So they certainly have the budgets to come in and have somebody forensically take a look at what they're saying, what they're doing, so they can guide those people to messaging that is good and not harmful, that doesn't take advantage of people. That's all. And I don't believe
Hmm.
any leader out there wants to take advantage of people. It's just a nature of the beast, and it's sad. How do we fix that? What are you going to do?
Yeah. They
You're
want to
going to
do the
start a
right
company?
thing.
You're going to,
Well, people,
well, what does that mean?
I think people want to do the right thing. I think companies want to do the right thing, but costs get cut, programs get cut, compliance gets cut right off the bat. And then you're faced with, decisions that you have to either do the right thing, or maybe the distributors don't know the right thing and they need to be trained. Compliance training is one of the most important factors. Can't even get an owner to say, okay, you can go on stage, talk at the annual event about compliance. They don't want to do that. They think it's the anti-sales department.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I have an offer for you, and I have absolutely no basis for having the power to give you a guarantee that I can get this done, but I have a sneaking feeling. Jen Hagermeyer, I can't even think of her last name off the top of my head, Amber Voigt, Lisa Grossman, Donna
Mhm.
Johnson are all on the ANMP 2026 Facebook wall. They do ongoing Facebook Lives where we would have you be interviewed by somebody like Donna or somebody with what I perceive to be great integrity, and have you just on that board so all the companies can see you, the distributors can see you, and the indispensability of a Donna Marie Serritella would be present for people to say, man, we need to call her. So that we, not the soundbite people. We need somebody that understands the meat and potatoes of this thing. We need to call Donna. So should I throw, and that would also give you an inroad, I'm sure, to some sort of higher level responsibility in the ANMP. So I'll throw your hat in the ring on that if you're willing to do it. You're
Oh, I
beautiful. I
am
mean,
willing to do it. I love the ANNP. I think it's a great organization. I love Doris Wood. And you know whose birthday is coming up, Tom?
who's,
Doris's birthday.
how old would she have been?
Well, let's see. It's June 20th is her birthday, and I think she's been gone about 3 years. What was she, 92?
Yeah, she was adorable. And she reminded me so much of my mom because I'd see my mom at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd stop by her house. Her hair was kind of like you. Her hair would be done. Her nails would be done. She'd have on a beautiful dress. I'd go, Mom, where are you going? And she'd go, nowhere, Tommy, but somebody may come by. And that's the way she lived her life. And that's the way I saw Doris Wood. She was just always. And the first big award that I ever got was from the MLMIA in 2010. And they had
Oh,
something called the 50 best network marketers in the world or something like that. So it was 50 people that were probably members of the MLMIA. The other 49 people didn't get much mileage out of it, but I just hung that baby over my shoulder because who knows really what it was. And that thing, I think, was another catalyst for me getting in the doors of places that I wanted to get in the door of in this profession. You constantly have to be promoting yourself. And I hold Doris, you mentioned Rod Cook. Doris was a big helper of my life. And another one that I don't talk to that much anymore that really helped me was Eric Worre. I mean, Eric Worre really did me some huge favors. I love him. I love his family. And now that I'm opening up the can of words, Richard Brooke, I can go on and on. I got so many people that lifted me up. It was unbelievable. It's a miracle. So
that's fantastic. See, all you need is love. We should write a song, Tom.
Yeah, that the song I'm thinking about today for some reason, I don't remember. Carly Simon, didn't she sing the song "You're So Vain"? Do you remember that song?
Yes.
I think the song is about you.
I do.
That reminds me of my Facebook Live today. So, because everybody thinks it was about them, and it was about literally nobody. I spoke out against and for BDAs. I spoke out against and for income claims and all those things. And just, I don't have the brains God gave a crowbar. I just have a loud mouth. And if I hurt anybody's feeling, I put that in that post because you were just talking about something a minute ago when you were talking about your past and going deep into your past and really making sure that in your past, because of that resume, that everything was absolutely crystal clean. And in that post that I put up about winning that big award at the ANMP for the, whatever it was, the Lifetime Achievement Award, I wrote, if I made you mad, I don't even know I made you mad. That's like you drinking the poison every day, being mad at me. I don't even know it, and you're dying over there. Or if I owe you money, that's highly likely. I mean, I have a checkered past. Whatever it is that I need to do to clean it up, I'm 75. We have no idea how much time I've got left. Let me take a crack at cleaning it up with you. I do not want to go to the happy hunting ground with you mad at Adrian and my 2 other children and my 4 grandchildren. Or my wife. I want you to talk it out with me. My phone number, 720-840-7222. You can call me at any time, but rather call me because, I probably won't answer. I want you to call Donna at 702-439-3138. 702-439-3138. She's a rock star. I love her. She is unbelievable. Any final thoughts that you want to say, Donna, before we get out of here?
Well, I just, I want companies to stay compliant, but I want people to look at their compliance.
Yeah.
I want them to really look at, the 6 things they need to look at. They need to look at walking with God first, keeping integrity non-negotiable, protecting health like a business, brushing and flossing those teeth every day, Tom.
Yeah, man, how'd you know? What do I have? Something in my teeth? You're acting like I'm...
No.
She's acting like I'm 2 of the 3. So I have a text message here from somebody that actually is listening, who is a company owner that watched your resume and said, what's her... So before we get out of here, it's usually a 45-minute show. So we've got time. But what I want you to do is tell people what your credentials would be that would have them have the faith to hire you to do this. And 30 years is obviously nothing to sneeze at, but what else?
Well, probably the biggest lesson that I learned was to be sitting at a president's desk when they got raided by the FTC and the FBI back in Florida in 2000. I was brought in to help straighten out paperwork, and they got raided, and I was there, and it was the biggest lesson of my life. I worked with Jerry Nura for 4 months after they got raided.
Jerry, Emily's chief counsel forever. I loved him.
Oh, we've had the best time over the years. We really have.
He's dead. He's
a great
gone.
lawyer.
Isn't he? Didn't he pass away?
He's retired in Florida now.
He's alive?
No, retired.
Well, that means he's still
Jerry
alive.
Nura?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got to see if I got his phone number right. Yeah, I'm going to call him. He can talk to me in his retirement.
Oh, he loves to play. He plays bridge all the time, and he just loves to go out and play bridge tournaments.
Holy mackerel. Yeah, I got 2 phone numbers for him. So that's pretty cool. I thought
Oh, my.
I'm
But
going to call
that's why they
him.
should hire me. They should hire me because I've got the experience of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, but I learned my way through it.
I'm telling you, you are awesome. I love you with all my heart. I love Donna.
Oh,
I love Jeff. I love Troy. I love who else am I on there? I'm thinking
Donna
about
Valdez. You better add her to the list.
love Donna Valdez, and there's the other one that's over at Shackley now. What's the Sarah Robbins? I love Sarah Robbins. I just love all of you people. I do. I promise you, I love you all. And I am loudmouthed and not very smart, which is a terrible combination. We will see you next week on the show. It will be awesome. And Donna, thank you for coming on. 702-438-3138. That's your number. I love you, Donna, very much.
Thank you so much. I love you too, Tom.
And if anybody had any problems with this show, we switched to Restream from StreamYard. And it was the worst day ever to do it because Michelle's not here and either is Adrian. So I know there was some chop in the feed and all kinds of stuff, and they could have fixed it in a heartbeat, but I can't fix anything. I barely made it through the show. So
I think we did a great job.
I love you with all my heart, and we're sending you a t-shirt for sure. We love you. Thank you.
Bye, Tom.
Bye.